Hey everyone, it's Eric with firearmtutorials.com, and today we're going to look at the Savage Arms Accutrigger. You see here we've just got a basic 22 rifle from Savage. Has a 22-inch barrel, a 5 or 10 shot magazine, bolt action of course, and it is equipped with the famous Accutrigger. So I'm going to show you some of the characteristics of it, and then we'll show you how to adjust it. And we'll measure the pull weights both before and after adjustment. But what I wanted to focus on here is the actual design of this trigger. So in some ways it's a lot like a Glock trigger because it's a two-piece design. You can't actually fire the weapon by just catching either edge of the trigger. You have to enable both parts of it for the sear engagement to actually work. So it's one of the better triggers for a factory trigger that I've used on a rifle. So I'm pretty happy with it, and we're going to go ahead and adjust it to see how far we can get the weight down. Savage claims that the range on this is anywhere from around 6 down to 1.5 pounds. So we're going to take some measurements here of the stock action, and then we'll adjust it down basically as far as we can go, and then see what we end up with. Okay, so let's go ahead and get just a baseline of the factory trigger pull here. I'm going to use the Lyman gauge, and I'm going to support this so that it's steady and I get a nice smooth pull. 4 pounds, 1 ounces. I'll take 3 pulls, but I expect this to be right around 4 pounds. 314.7, so just under 4. Take one more. 424. Let's do one more here. 4.0. Okay, so I'm going to call it 4 pounds. A little bit of a variation there, but let's see what we can do as far as adjusting this guy. I'm going to put it on the gun vise and show you how to disassemble this so we can strip it down to the action and make the adjustment. Okay, so now we see the bottom of the gun, the important tool that you need here, and this comes with all the Savage Accutriggers, is this little adjustment tool. So you'll see it's got a little notch here which is going to catch a spring in there. So make sure you don't lose this. It would be pretty hard to kind of make a little replacement tool of this. You'd probably just have to order another one from Savage, so make sure you don't lose this. So let's take a look at the actual strip of the frame here. So there's basically 3 hex bolts here that need to come out. There are 3 different ones. So you've got a shorter one, this is a longer one, see that? And then there is one back here that's has different threads for going into wood. These are machined threads. This is a wood thread. So you can take the trigger guard out now, put that off to the side. This one just holds this Phillips head screw just holds on the bottom plate here, so you don't have to worry about that. And the stock will come free, so we'll put that off to the side. Now, what we've got here is the actual action. Get a good look at this. So you see there's actually kind of 2 springs here. There is one which you will see right inside here. That's the one we're going to make the adjustment on. And then there's a larger one along the bottom here. So this little notch is going to fit down into the bottom of this spring. So clockwise will drive the spring down further. Counterclockwise drives it out. If you want to make it lighter, you want to drive it out. So if you drop this little tool in here like this, kind of spin it around, you'll see how it will catch right there. So that's what you want. Now we're going to back this out. I'll try and do this with my right hand, but you see it turning along the bottom here. We're going to back this out. Basically, you see the screw or the spring start to come out the top here. We're going to back this out basically until we can't back it out any longer, which I think we're about there. Okay, that's about it. You don't want to force it. So once we've done that, now we just basically reassemble it. And this is pretty easy to do. You can't really mess it up. Just make sure that you do it gently, not to mess with any of the action. You don't want to bend any of the springs or any of the pieces of metal. Make sure you have the right screws in there. And this doesn't have to be super tight, especially on this caliber. Since it's only a 22, there's not going to be much recoil to deal with, but on larger caliber guns, you're going to make sure that these are pretty tight and probably apply some Loctite as well. So once we reattach all of this, we will stand it up again and take some measurements and see where we're at. All right, so we've done all the adjustments and reassembled the gun, so let's go ahead and see what we're looking at as far as a pull weight. I'm going to get several pulls here. Oh wow, 2.71. If you can see that, there we go. See if I can get it any lighter than that. 2.83, I feel like I yanked it a little bit there. 2.7. So I think we could adjust it maybe down another 3 ounces, I'd say, if I really tweaked that screw, but I think that's about as good as we're going to get. So still, you know, 2.7 for a stock trigger, and it's got a nice break. I'm pretty happy with that. So that's it for the Accutrigger and the adjustment. If you have any questions, let me know. So thanks for watching.